Good morning. Today we're going to do a little bit with formal versus informal writing. We talked about this when you wrote your letters to me, so like 4 months ago. So we're going to refresh it right now. Um, if this thing clicks forward. There we go. So you will be needing two materials right now. You're going to need a pencil and you're also going to need your notebook open to a blank page or just a page of scratch paper. It could also be notes, I guess. You won't be turning this into me, but you will have to do some writing as you're watching this video. So formal versus informal. It's kind of like choosing an outfit. It depends on the occasion. So if you are texting your friends, you are not going to say, um, one must decide where to go eat supper tonight. You're not going to say that because that is not the time and the place for formal writing. However, in your essays to me, especially this literary analysis one, you're not going to say, um, and then I think the main character from Land of the Slaughter is hilarious because she hit her husband over the head with a leg of lamb, LOL, exclamation point. You're not going to say that either, right? So it all just depends on the occasion. It's kind of like um, when you think of winter formal and you have to get all dressed up and the women have to do their hair all nice and their makeup, and they don't have to, but they choose to, I guess. And the men are in a suit and tie. Think professional. That is formal writing. Could you turn this in on some sort of job interview? If so, that's going to be your more formal writing. Now, on the complete other end is like sweatpants on a Saturday, texting your family, lazy kind of writing. Okay, and again, there's a time and place for both. Most of the time in language arts, you're going to be writing formally, unless, I mean, there might be a couple of times when I'm asking you to do just a reflection and then you don't have to be as formal. So some things to know with formal, you are not allowed to use contractions. So words like shouldn't and don't, you're going to say should not, do not, don't say won't, say will not. That whole list, you're not going to smash those words together with a contraction. You're going to separate them when you're writing formally. Also, this is the trickiest one and the one that you don't realize how much you use until you can't. Don't use the word you or I unless it's in some sort of quotation. So if you're citing text evidence and you're talking about the part where Mary Maloney killed her husband or something like that, and you say, all right, so I've killed him. You know how she thinks that to herself after he wobbles to the floor? That is an acceptable place to use the word I because it's in the quote that she said. So you have to put that word for word. I like to have this meme as a sort of reminder for this. So one does not simply resist bacon. So he's not saying, I love bacon. He is saying it more creatively and he's not using the word I. Also, no abbreviations unless you first define them. So, for example, if I was writing a paper about NASA, I would not be able to just throw the acronym NASA in there. I would have to first say the National Association, or wait, no, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. That's what I would have to say, otherwise known as NASA. And then I can use NASA. Also, you are not able to use very many exclamation points because it should all be either periods or question marks when you are writing formally. Again, proper. Exclamation points we overuse when we're texting, and that's appropriate. But when you are writing a formal essay, refrain from doing that. Okay, on this piece of notebook paper, please draw this line across. On one end, write most formal, as you can see here. On the other end, write most informal. And obviously there's a range of places in between. If you need to pause this video to do that, go ahead. Next, we have these 4 phrases or sentences, and you are going to place them on that continuum, on that line that you drew. Are they most formal, most informal, or somewhere in between? So the first one, hey y'all, so excited to see you all this weekend. Number 2, when asked about the weather, the meteorologist forecasted rain. 3, I asked the meteorologist about the weather, and he forecasted rain. Or 4, TTYL, BRB, and LOL. So thinking back to those things that I said you are not allowed to include in the formal style, I want you to place them on this timeline right here, where you think they go. So go ahead and pause this video and take some time to do that now. All right, so here is the correct answers. This one does not have the word I or you. There's no contractions, there's no abbreviations, there's no exclamation points, so it's going to be most formal. This one does have the word I, but it still has complete sentences and no exclamation marks. This one has, well, y'all would be a contraction, so it has a contraction, a lot of exclamation marks, and also this is not a complete sentence here. It doesn't say who is so excited. This is obviously most lazy, not complete sentences, not complete words, just abbreviations. Okay, there you have it. That is all that, well, not all, but most of what you need to know about formal versus informal. As you are writing this, again, I want you to be on the most formal side. So do not use the word I or you. This is something I'm checking for as I'm grading as well. And please, as always, let me know if you have any questions whatsoever.